So when you have the guard, there are a whole host of techniques that you can do from there. Of course, when it comes to any positive position, the important thing is to maintain first. Maintain control before you think about attacking. And certainly when it comes to attacking from the guard, for example, a lot of the mindset is about heads and arms and seeing what opportunities are there for you. So let's have a look. Okay, so if I'm here and I've got Sinjin in my guard, in terms of the mindset for attacking, let me see, if his arms are across the torso, this is going to give me a nice opportunity for an armbar. If he starts to push his arm down under my leg to pass the guard, there's an opportunity for a triangle. If for some reason, perhaps he's postured up and I pulled him back down, if he posts out on the ground at all, that's going to give us an opportunity for a Kimura, or an inverted armbar. So really, when you're in this position, you can start to sort of bombard and think about sweeps and those sort of things as well if you want to turn the person over. And it's all about indicators. If we relax from here, we can sort of feel the opponent's movement and we can set things up. And we can also start to draw him into different attacks and things. I mean, if I'm here and he starts to pull up, that might give me an opportunity to throw him over the top with a Kimura sweep. So a lot of the time from this position, it's not a case of forcing a technique. A lot of the time it's a case of seeing what your opponent gives you and then working with it. We're going to have a quick look now at the Kimura. Now the indicator that you can do a Kimura is the fact that your opponent's hand is on the ground. Now it might be that the hand was here and we came through and pulled it onto the ground here. It might be that he was postured up and I've just pulled my legs in to bring him down onto the ground and he posted out with his hand. Okay? Either way, it gives us an opportunity for this Kimura. Let's have a look at this. We'll do one and then we'll break it down afterwards. Okay, so what is a Kimura? If we look at an arm, essentially here you generally got three locks and you've got a triple threat from a lot of positions. One is hyperextending the elbow here for an armbar. Another is doing a rotation of the shoulder, the rotator cuff here in this direction. This is like a Kimura or an omoplata. Another one is a rotation in the opposite direction, the Americana here. And in terms of any of these rotations, what we're looking for is a 90-degree angle here and controlling the wrist, because that's where we've got most leverage. So we're looking against this 90-degree angle here or here. Something that's very important with the Kimura, as we'll see in a second, we want to maintain this angle and not let his arm go up his back. So, I'm looking for my Kimura. His hand's on the ground. I'm going to need to sit up and face in this direction a little bit to manipulate myself into a position where I can take this Kimura. So I need to uncross my ankles first. So I'm here, uncross the ankles. I'm going to change my hips to face in that direction. Now I'm going to sit up, roll up over the shoulder and the elbow. Don't do like a crunch sort of sit up from here, because it's too slow. Okay, it's going to be much quicker to roll up over the shoulder and elbow here, and then in one movement you're going to grab your opponent's wrist and your wrist at the same time. Here's our 90 degrees. Now you can just fall back and throw your leg over the back from here, but there's sometimes a problem with that. If I just do this and I'm against a strong opponent, I'm having to use my arms and I'm having to try and sort of muscle this on, and it can be very difficult from there because you're using your arms against his arms. Now the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu is using larger body parts against smaller ones. So what we would like to do is actually use our torso a little bit more. So when we get to here, as you pull him down, this foot is going to pop into the gap. And now I'm going to change my angle. I'm going to pull myself out from underneath him. This foot's off of the ground, this foot's here, and I'm going hips, shoulders, hips, shoulders. And now this leg comes back over the top, control. You can see now this arm is actually pinned against my torso. And rather than using arm strength to finish this Kimura, I can pin it to my torso here and just rotate my entire upper body. That's going to give you the opportunity to use a larger body part against a smaller one and finish the fight. Okay, so I'm here. We've got an arm on the ground. Here's our opportunity. A few common mistakes from here. It's very tempting to grab this now, but you're giving him a lot of notice to actually rip his arm out, to get posture, whatever it may be. And obviously, even though we're demonstrating this very slowly, it actually happens a lot faster. So, here, change the angle of my hips, roll over the shoulder and elbow. One movement, okay? An interesting detail here, especially with the stronger guys, or let's say this arm's pretty straight here. If I'm like this, and it's a strong guy, it's going to be very difficult for me to get this arm bent to finish the Kimura. I might be able to take him down, but now I'm having to deal with this, and this is very difficult. So how do we deal with that? Again, it's about using stronger body parts. As we come over here and grab, I'm going to use my arm here to pin his shoulder and his bicep to my chest, nice and tight. As I fall back now, I'm going to force myself backwards in this direction. As I do, I'm going to use this glued to my torso to create some momentum, and then this hand will come off the ground and give me the opportunity to bend the arm. There we go, beautiful. My foot drops into this gap. If it comes to the outside, he's going to escape, so I need to make sure it's on the inside there. This leg's relaxed. I'm using a sort of shrimp from this foot at the moment. I'm going to have to relax this off a little bit. Hips, shoulders, hips, shoulders. And I'm in the right position now because his shoulder is actually on the ground here. I'm going to bring this leg over now for some extra control. Recross the ankles, pin this arm to my torso, and rotate the whole torso for the tap. Okay. Please guys, when it comes to submissions like this, first of all make sure you tap nice and early, otherwise you can end up with shoulder damage. And secondly, be a good guy. You know, if you're doing the submission and someone taps, let go straight away and do it slowly. Okay, there's no point in hurting your opponent's shoulder because you won't want to train with the next day. So train nice and gently, nice and soft, and gradually with repetition you'll be able to do these things a lot quicker and almost as a subconscious reflex. But the key is initially relax, do it slowly, and be nice to your training partner.